Welcome everyone to another video, and in this video we are going to be featuring some battles from Rock Haven 703, rocking a team in the single cup around the 2700 elo range of Umbreon, Kanto Grimer, and Survivor. Double poison backline is super common because there's a lot of double charm. I do expect some mirror type team concepts, but we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. And we're gonna have Umbreon to Lickitung. This is a favorable matchup for the Umbreon. They do come into Survivor. Typically, Survivor runs Poison Jab, Poison Fang, and Crunch. So probably gonna look to take a Poison Fang first, then switch out. Gonna let this go, and then we're probably gonna see the switch out into Grimer, and we'll see how these two decide to play it out. Gonna let this go, and then probably look to farm down the Grimer, farm from the Survivor, I should say. And Survivor is quite glassy, as you can see there. Gonna be able to land two of these Sludge Bombs, which will do quite a bit of damage to the Lickitung. Probably put it around a quarter of health left. And this is a purified Grimer, and which does make it a little bit cheaper to power up. It looks like this Grimer might even be under level, to be honest. And probably going to come back in Umbreon. Going to be met by the Muck. And we'll see how these two decide to play it out. Going to throw the Poison Fang. I don't expect the opponent to shield this. Okay. Weird. They didn't even go up to the move there. Interesting. They do throw the Acid Spray. That's very nasty. Both these Pokemon are spraying each other, and this is likely another Acid Spray. Gonna let this go, and gonna build up some energy. Then look to throw the Crunch. Doesn't want the Lickitung to generate too much energy. If it does decide to no shield, they do end up shielding. Gonna throw the Foul Play into this Muck. Again, we see the double poison backline, and this Lickitung is far too low. And we're gonna see the ever loving Umbreon mirror. This is gonna take a while here. It looks like they're desynced, now they're resynced, and the opponent does look to throw the last resort right away. The backline is kind of weak to Kofagrigus, which would be probably the most common Pokemon that you might see. So looking to switch out is probably what's needed. And does catch a last resort. I probably would have been better to take the last resort from from the Umbreon, then look to switch was probably the better play. The opponent does take the move here. Crunch definitely would have did more damage. Unfortunately, gets denied there. And we'll see how this is going to play out. And we see the Ninetales going to do two Snarls, then throw the move. And this will likely take out the Ninetales. I doubt they shield, but they have some energy, but unlikely that they shield. And let's see what they decide to come back in with. They come back in with Umbreon. Looks like the opponent is over farming, maybe, or not over farming. Yeah, they're definitely over farming. They're like six Snarls, and gonna throw the last resort. They are now pretty close to even foul play range, so we'll see what they're gonna do here. They're gonna look to switch out, and the Umbreon does throw the move. Gonna shield. We'll see what's in the back. It's a Kofagrigus. This is absolutely disastrous. There's really no realistic way to win here. Yeah, these Mud Bombs are are buff from the previous season, but this looks like a pretty terrible situation. Does go for the CMP tie and land the Mud Bomb. We will see if the Kofagrigus says shield. Honestly, these Mud Bombs are doing quite a bit of damage to this Kofagrigus, but they do throw the Shadow Ball. Trying to catch there, but not able to catch, and this game is definitely over. There's really no realistic way to win here. Even the Kofagrigus could take out the Umbreon at that health range. And we're going to see Umbreon into Ninetales. Pretty neutral matchup. Two foul plays is likely enough. The opponent will likely need to land a Weather Ball and an Overheat. They do try to catch, but an immediate switch out into the Grimer. And this Grimer is going to come out with quite a bit of energy. And we're going to see the CMP tie on the Mud Bomb. We're definitely going to see a shield. There's no way they don't shield. Probably going to let this go. Could shield, but this probably doesn't KO. We'll see if the Grimer can make it to the move. Ooh, cannot make it to the move. And we're going to see one Snarl and the foul play. The Ninetales will definitely survive this move. And gonna shield. Wanting to preserve some health on the Umbreon. And they do switch out into Clefable. And the opponent decides to leave, realizing that Ninetales double charm will not work against this team. And we see Dragonair into Umbreon. This is a good matchup for the Umbreon since it has quite a bit of higher stat product than the Ninetales. But still going to be a pretty interesting match. Looks like 2 foul plays is almost enough to KO. Good timing by the opponent. Should be able to reach the next foul play before they reach the... Okay, gonna go Last Resort here. The foul play wouldn't KO, so this kind of makes sense. The Last Resort is slightly more damage. They do throw the Body Slam. I do imagine a switch out into the Sir Viper right away if they decide to. Yep, immediate switch out, and they do come into Vigor Off. It does resist the counter damage, but these Body Slams would definitely do quite a big chunk. And we do see the Poison Fang come through. This will start boosting the damage here. Okay, it looks like the opponent is a little bit fearful of the Sir Viper. Probably going to shield, right? And then look to CMP tie against the... Oh, no, going to throw right away. Maybe look to get as much Poison Jab damage as possible. And they will make it to the Body Slam. We'll see if this is enough to take out the Sir Viper. Sir Viper is super glassy. As you can see, the damage is adding up quite a bit here. And then here comes Umbreon. They're going to have to throw. There's no way they can overfarm that much. We'll see if a foul play is enough here or if they have to throw the Last Resort. They do throw the foul play. Unfortunately, that is not enough. They will be able to snarl down. And we'll see how this is going to play out. Ooh, they do come out quite a bit of energy. And do one and throw the Sludge Bomb. Likely... Do they reach another Sludge Bomb, or can they get away with a Mud Bomb? Looks like they can get away with a Mud Bomb. The opponent decides to throw right away because they're already 100 energy. And they should look to throw again. I don't necessarily love this play by the opponent. Gonna have to... Okay, able to throw in the middle of the second Snarl to make sure that they don't catch. We'll see if they can farm down before the Vigoroth can make it to a move and able to take out the Vigoroth. Nicely played. Disastrous lead. We'll see what they choose to safe swap. They're going to safe swap the Sir Viper here. And here comes Blastoise. And they're going to throw Poison Fangs here. And they're going to do everything in their power to try to flip switch. Oh, the opponent decides to no shield. They're definitely not going to be able to survive the Poison Jabs. And going to be able to easily farm down that Poison Fang did a tremendous amount of damage. Looks like the opponent does not have a good answer. Oh, going to throw here. Okay, that was weird. They definitely could have farmed down. And here comes Umbreon. Okay, the animation was there. A little bit weird, but that's quite all right. And going to look to chip away at this Umbreon quite a bit. And they do throw the foul play, or presumably the foul play. See the Umbreon. And then here comes Clefable. Clefable does have access to Psychic. So we'll see what the opponent wants to do here. Gonna shield. I would just look to farm down. They do throw the Meteor Mash. Able to farm down. Very nice. And gonna throw the Sludge Bomb. And we'll see what this Umbreon does. But this is definitely game over. There's no way they can win. They're going to take both shields. The Sludge Bomb would do the most damage, so it makes sense for them to shield. They do not shield, and this game is absolutely over. Very nicely played. That Poison Fang from Sir Viper did a crazy amount of damage. Ooh, Duel is quite bad here. Going to switch out into Grimer. Interesting that they safe swap this way. as opposed to typically the Survivor. Body Slam is going to do a decent amount of damage, but not enough to really threaten the Grimer. And going to throw the Sludge Bomb. We'll see if the double is going to be able to shield. They do not shield. The Body Slam would not KO, but looks like they will make it to another one, though, if you try to farm down. So they are going to throw the Mud Bomb. They do end up shielding. They will make it to the Body Slam. I don't think this Body Slam KOs, and one next Poison Jab should KO. Does not KO, and able to farm down. We'll see what comes in. It is going to be the Muck. We'll see. What do you decide to come in? Going to come in Umbreon, and we will see how the opponent is going to play this out. Likely going to let this go. They do throw the Thunder Punch. And gonna throw the Foul Play at this Kanto Muck. Next Foul Play does not KO, but it would have put it pretty low. Gonna throw the Last Resort. Does do slightly more damage. We'll see if this is enough to allow them to snarl down. It does not, but does put it a little bit lower. And they come into Cofagrigus. Interesting that they didn't come to Cofagrigus against the Kanto Grimer. That was kind of a weird play, to be honest. Honestly, you could let this go too. And oh, they undercharge here. Oh, okay. Well, I don't think this. Well, does this matter here? We'll see if a foul play is going to be enough to take out. They do throw the Shadow Ball. It does a pretty good amount of damage. And the opponent decides to leave, realizing that there's no realistic win con for them to win. And we're going to see Umbreon into Donphan. This is a very bad lead. Both. Oh my goodness. That is disastrous here. And going to throw the foul play. This super effective counters from this Donphan is going to add up. They do have access to Earth Power. Probably not. Oh, Earthquake. Okay, does quite a bit of damage. Gonna throw, and the typing here is pretty nasty. Oh, actually ends up winning the 0, and well, this is kind of where you want to see it. Well, you want to see on the Umbreon, but the Umbreon's almost gone, right? So, and we're gonna see the crunch. We will see whether or not the Cofagrigus decides to shield. It does decide to shield. Ooh. Gonna throw another crunch. No debuff there. It looks like they're gonna go for the full farm down here. Okay, gonna throw the Poison Fang. You need a catch here. There's not a realistic other way here. Oh, gonna force them to try to throw here. Not. Oh my goodness, this is absolutely disastrous. Oh, they're gonna reach a Shadow Ball regardless, right? Yeah, they're gonna reach a Shadow Ball. Or a potential Dark Pulse here. Interesting they choose to throw the Dark Pulse. Gonna throw the Sludge Bomb at this Clefable. This needs to KO. It does KO. The Cofagrigus does end up getting taken out by the Muck. By the Grimer, I should say. Nicely done. And we see the ever exciting Umbreon mirror. And we will see how these two decide to play it out. Gonna overfarm. Doesn't want them to catch on a potential, I don't know, Registeel or something. The Registeel would be kind of crazy if they did have it with an Umbreon lead. And then gonna look to switch, playing it differently than last time. They do make it to a move though. The foul play will do quite a bit of damage. Looks like the opponent will likely take a Poison Fang before switching. So we're gonna see a big overfarm. Gonna have to shield. I'm gonna do one and throw the Poison Fang. We'll see if the opponent decides to shield or not. Unlikely that they will. And gonna throw the next Poison Fang to either take out this Umbreon or force it to shield. They do not shield. And we see the Kanto Muck come in. I would probably switch here. There's no way you can afford to get them to farm down. Okay, they are going to allow the farm down happen. Going to come into Umbreon. Definitely no shield. They do throw the Thunder Punch. They do throw another Thunder Punch. And we'll see how this is going to play out. Going to throw the Foul Play. This will be enough to take out the Muck. It is enough to take out the Muck, and we do see the switch out. Oof. Okay, well that's very bad here. That is extremely bad. The super effective Mud Bombs are going to do quite a bit of damage. Maybe potentially looking to, I don't know, here. I don't know if there's a realistic way to win here. I don't think there is. But let's see if they can make some magic happen. There's no way. There's no way they can win. Gonna let this go. Gonna try to fight it out with Umbreon. But Umbreon is definitely way too low. Gonna throw the Foul Play. Maybe if they had Psychic, this would be winnable. But not at this stage here. There's really no realistic way. The opponent looks like they're going to try to farm down or get to double Mud Bomb. Yes, they almost certainly have double Mud Bomb, and this is going to be enough to take out the Umbreon. Too tough of a matchup. Very similar backline. Again, this double poison is pretty common. And we can play into this next set here. And we see Umbreon into Cofagrigus. Absolutely beautiful lead. And gonna look to throw the Foul Play, and then probably look to switch out to Grimer, is what I would guess here. Or gonna look to take some energy first, and then switch out. They do throw the Thunder Punch, and gonna throw another Foul Play, potentially taking a shield. They do end up taking the shield. Probably no shield this. They do throw the Thunder Punch. Does a tremendous amount of damage. Probably going to look to shield and farm down. Or we're going to throw on the CMP on the Poison Fang. We'll see if this is enough to take out the Shadow Muck. And then should be able to reach a Crunch, which would dish... Oh, not... Okay, not going for it. And going to settle on the Poison Fang. You really need to... Well, I think they would have made it. They would have made it for sure. They definitely would have made it, which is unfortunate. They decided to not commit. The opponent decides to switch, and this is absolutely game over. Obviously, the Meganium has access to Earthquake, but there's no realistic way unless they go for the Hail Mary here. The fast move damage is just going to be way too tremendous here. This is just a Frenzy Plant. Gonna look to no shield. Probably do 4, then throw the Mud Bomb. We're gonna fully farm down, and we're gonna see a bunch of Mud Bombs, and definitely no shield. This is not really a realistic way for the opponent to win. They do end up throwing the Dark Pulse, and gonna look to throw 3, and the opponent decides to leave the match, which makes total sense. There's not really a realistic way for them to win, and we're gonna see Umbreon into Umbreon, our favorite mirror match, and we're gonna see how these two decide to play it out. Gonna throw the Last Resort onto this Umbreon, and we'll see if the opponent decides to. If they have Last Resort, they could also have Psychic. They end up doing having Last Resort, and we're gonna see the Umbreon throw another Last Resort. They're probably gonna look to switch after this next Last Resort, but the opponent is over farming, which does make the switch out a little bit difficult. Gonna switch out into Sir Viper, fearful of the potential Cofagrigus in the back. We do see the Foul Play come through, and gonna have to shield, then probably do 1 and look to throw the Poison Fang. And we'll see if the Umbreon decides to shield. I don't think so. And they do come out into Grimer. And this Grimer is going to look to farm down this Sir Viper. They end up no shielding there. Going to throw the Crunch. Maybe throwing the Poison Fang, because I think they almost for sure shield this. But let's see. They do end up shielding. And the Sludge Bomb will do a tremendous amount of damage, but unlikely will KO. Does not KO. Gonna do one Snarl and throw the Foul Play. And then we're probably gonna look to see the immediate swap. And we'll see what's in the back. It is a Ninetales, but this Ninetales is gonna be able to outpace this Grimer. Gonna shield the Weather Ball. Obviously, have to be careful of the potential catch. But I don't think it really matters here because this Ninetales is going to be able to get off a move. We'll see if this Grimer can hold on, but they can just freely switch to the next Pokemon. No, okay, is not enough here, and it looks like they're going to get farmed down by the Ninetales. A valiant effort, but the opponent made a really nice call with the Kanto Grimer here. So we're going to see how the Shadow variant plays out with Umbreon and Dragonair. The opponent throws on alignment, which allows a full Snarl to come through, which is going to be absolutely devastating to the opponent. And going to throw the Foul Play. Now they can go one past the next Foul Play. And okay, they're going to throw right away. And we'll see if the opponent decides to shield or not. They don't decide to shield. Going to look to switch out right away and going to be met by Umbreon. This is actually a very good situation right here. Interesting. ABA weak to Charm. But this matchup is over. Even if they throw the Psychic here, it doesn't really matter. They do throw the Psychic. Actually does quite a bit of damage. And now I know why they decide to stay. Because they have no Last Resort on their Umbreon. And they're just going to be throwing a bunch of Foul Plays. And the opponent realizes that it's likely another Poison in the back, and that's going to be a good game, and that's going to be the end of the battles. Thank you very much, Rockhaven, for sending these battles. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see everyone in the next video.